This staff is one of Isthmus's most valuable relics. Not even Prince Albert himself is permitted to touch it.
I was floating in the void for so long. I could barely remember my name. But someone reached out and pulled me back from the brink. So I instinctively grabbed their hand, and they pulled me to the warm, soft light. It had been eons since I last saw his light. Mirsa's light. And then, boom! I found myself here. Where is here? Who are you? Is that hand yours? And since I'm alive, now what? And since I'm alive, now what? Yeah. I get the feeling that by going with you, I can see Mirsa again.
Please, I'll take anything! Give me something! Please, I'll take Thank you! Say, could you adopt me? You can get inside that slave trader's place through an underground tunnel.
So many people who claim to be kind or innocent are just looking for the first sign of weakness to stab you in the back. Good people always want something in return, I told myself. But Mirsa was different.
Is this your first time in Mirsaburg?
Mirsaburg? Then this town was founded by Mirsa?
Founded? Oh no. This town was named in honor of the man who gave his life to defeat Saruin. The knights who protect Mirsaburg aspire to be just like him.
Mirsa saved the world. It's no surprise that his deeds would stick with people. He really was something else. Look at those spiny things! We've got to save the village!
You got what I asked for?
Ah, look who it is! Don't worry, the shipment came in just fine. I'll bring the goods over in a minute.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Geklings live in peace with humans here? Huh. Who would have thought, Mirsa? World's different without Saruin around. This is why we fought. This is why we shed so much blood. Mirsa fought day and night to protect those close to him. And when Elore chose him, He hesitated. What would happen to those he worked so hard to keep safe? He wasn't a fool. He knew that peace and prosperity aren't owed to people just because they wish for it. And that's why he left Eugen in charge of everything. Mirsa put on a brave face, but I saw the look in his eyes. Damn him. Why do you have to worry about me so much? I played at being his equal. But deep down, I knew I was just holding him back. I remember that countless innocents fled to the south to escape Saruin's influence. It seems their descendants live here to this very day. This place is just like it used to be. Makes sense. Altars to Elore don't just vanish into thin air. I remember when Elore told Mirsa to make sure he was ready for the ascent. But let me tell you, he was born ready. Took him a while to work up the courage to come here, though. Some people laughed and called him a scaredy cat. I suppose even he smiled at that. But there was one thing he wasn't scared of. It was Elore's trials and the battle against Saruin. He was just worried about who the best people to accompany him were.
Don't you think the view from here is lovely? Baron Eugen was said to be very fond of it.
Eugen, huh? Never pegged him for the type to admire the scenery.
Fancy that, talking about those long dead as if they were still walking among us.
Eugen was a real pain in the keister. Loved telling us things we didn't want to hear. But when a man's right, he's right. And he was Mirsa's most trusted confidant, so it's not like I could avoid him. After it was all over, Eugen probably came here to relive those days. Must have been one hell of a burden for him to bear. He'd probably even be a little embarrassed. Then he'd go off somewhere to sulk, and Eugen and I would chase after him. That's how it always went. Every single time. Saruin created an unholy monstrosity known as the Jewel Beast. Or so they said. Never set eyes on it myself. Eventually that tale crumbled into dust like so many others. But to hear them speak of it makes me wonder if the stories were true. Well, I'll be damned. The Jewel Beast was real. And it was fearsome indeed. Is there nothing Saruin won't corrupt?
Today's the Festival of the Scythe, when we give thanks for the harvest.
There was an altar to Saruin here. Should be the perfect way to reach him. Easy enough to say, but twice as hard to do. Just like it was with the altar to Elore. I went with Mirsa all the way to the altar, cracking countless skulls along the way. That's where we parted. He told me to stay and take up the rear vanguard. I did it gladly. As long as I could serve Mirsa, that was enough. So this castle was built on the ruins of Saruin's altar. This is my staff. They protected it for countless centuries. All this time, they treasured it.
Don't have to go all the way back through the castle, Scrunchling. Take the shortcut.
Giants really exist, huh? Who would have thought? I bet Mirsa would have done something to bring them to our side. He would have succeeded, too. He always did. I remember coming here once before. I wanted to forget everything that happened, and this place brought me solace. But there are some things you can never really let go. Like Mirsa. My feelings for him wavered for not 1 second. Monsters and humans alike, all made for the gate. I bet they too had things they didn't want to forget. The darkness I spent eternity in lies just beyond. I know I can find that light again, if I just take that one leap of faith. This is Mirsa's ring. Does that mean my thoughts reached him? Only one way to know for sure. And that's to bring the ring back to him.
Mirsa, stand with me!